Welcome back, everyone. Toyshiz here, and I am back yet again to give you guys another fresh look. And today we are totally checking out the brand new Mattel's Masterverse. This is Masters of the Universe Revelation Wave 3. So we have 4 new characters for the line. Andra, which is a new character for Masters of the Universe in general. We have a Scareglow. Now, this is the second release of Scareglow. And then we also have Stinkor, which is kind of my favorite of the bunch, not gonna lie. And then Fisto. Anyways, sit back, relax, grab yourself a nice hot cup of coffee. This is a look at the brand new Mattel Masterverse, Masters of the Universe Revelation, Wave 3. And while I got you guys here, I just want to say thanks so much for always checking out my YouTube videos. If you haven't already, please do consider subscribing. Old toys, new toys, daily news updates. I guarantee you'll find something here that you like. Now, with all 4 of these new characters, I would say it's probably best to start off with Fisto. Fisto, we'll just say spoilers ahead, right? Just FYI. But he comes with a pair of hands, interchangeable hands, and he's got a sword. It's got some nice silver paint for the blade and some purple. And Fisto himself looked pretty good. That's a really nice looking head sculpt. I got to give it to him on that. Now, I really wasn't too stoked with what happened with Fisto in the show. I thought, yeah, he'll be fine. Nah, he wasn't fine. So, but I will say they have improved on the articulation since the first wave's He-Man. I can move the legs a whole heck of a lot easier. And overall, he's painted nicely. He looks great. He does have his giant Fisto fist, right? Well, it doesn't exactly match up paint-wise from, say, like the gauntlet part to the fist, but the fist feels it's not magnetic, it's not like a metal, but it's a different type of material. It's a lot harder, it's very cold, so it's almost like a metallic piece. But in either case, I'm actually very happy with this figure. I think that he does the trick if you're looking for a very cool looking Fisto. And next up we have newcomer Andra, and she's basically Teela's partner, right-hand chick, and then she becomes the new man-at-arms at the end of the series. But, yeah, she's got a couple extra hands to her, which is nice to swap out. This I actually really like. It's a blast effect piece, and I'll show you where that goes in just a second. She has a really nice animated head sculpt to her. It looks like she came right out of the show. And then, of course, she's got this mask that they use and this big cloth goods cape, and the figure is painted quite nicely. Again, very happy with how all the paint looks, the skin tone, just the cloth goods cape. Now, it gets a little excessive, you can see in the back, right? But overall, I'm actually very happy with the cape. And I like how it's cut. It's a little bit disheveled here and there to mimic what you see in the show. The mask for Andra looks cool. I think that it sits a little bit too high up on the neck, to be honest. But when you pack in all the cape parts and everything else, it actually does work. Standing alone, though, yeah, it looks entirely off. But you get the regular human head Andra on top, and that looks and sits perfectly. So, again, very happy with this figure. She's got this blaster on her arm. That's from the show, and that's where the blast effect piece comes into play. And it looks cool. I'm actually pretty stoked. More blast effects, more power effects pieces. I definitely dig that, and I'll bring that up again when we talk about Stinkor. But really nice articulation, knees, everything else, boot swivel, foot, you get the idea. She moves and does all the things that Andra should do. Now, in putting the cloak on her while she's got the human head, because of her hair, it's not going to fit all too well, as you can see, but you can make it work and kind of get it around her neck. And if you do have the new Teela figure from Wave 2, the hood will fit. Also, that mast head will go on there, but it'll be the same kind of thing where it doesn't exactly go down on the neck, so it'll sit a little bit high. So maybe consider getting 2 Andra figures if you want the mask and the cape. But in either sense, I'm actually pretty stoked for this new character. And speaking of characters, we got the new, well, technically new Scareglow figure as part of Wave 3. He does come with a pair of extra hands, which are painted nicely. All the bones are very cool. He does have a giant halberd. There's no paint on it like the first version, which I also have. But if you missed out on this version, I'd say you'd be pretty stoked to get this guy. Now, he doesn't have the bendy wires as part of this cape, but he does have a really nice flowing cape as well. He's got all the same exact articulation. You'll still get some resistance in his cloak and such when you move the legs. But again, the halberds are painted a little bit different, as you can see. The greens to this new version with the yellows, it's almost like we'll say part 1 Scareglow on this side, and then the new version is part 2 when he shows up at the end. So a little bit different here and there, and just like the first version, only the skull will glow. The body, nothing else glows. I know some people said, oh, get a black light, yada yada, but hey, I don't go to Spencer's Gifts anymore. Which brings us to, no joke, the finest figure of this particular wave. You got the incredible, the very Jason Mused Stinkor, and he comes with some awesome hands. And I love the way they did this because it's not just hands, they actually look like gloves. They have a little seam around the fingers and such, so that's awesome. He comes with just a standard blue shield. There's not much to it. He has a gorgeous unmasked Stinkor head sculpt. The blues with the whites with the big yellow eyes and the teeth. It's fantastic. This character design translated so well to plastic, and just in the figure alone, there's so much going on with this guy that it is very cool. You can kind of see what I'm talking about in terms of just being a standout. He's got the white on the black, which is not muddled. It looks great in that sense. He does have these big clawed feet boots. I don't know exactly how that works, but, you know, it's whatever. On the arms, though, with the hands and such to the gloves, the red from the glove part to the hand part is different. The canisters on the backpack, it's all one piece as part of his vest. But as you can see, they're for the most part painted nice. There's a couple hiccups here and there. They don't come out, unfortunately. And then you have the masked version right before, like, let's say in the show, he takes it off and spews out his gas. That would have been cool as an effect. Much like Andre has a blast, I would have loved to have had some kind of stink cloud for old Stinkor. And just for fun, if let's say you have the Diamond Select Jason Mewes and Kevin Smith figures, yeah, you know, these figures take some great photography, a lot of funny moments can be captured. But yeah, Jason Mewes, for as much as he was in it, did a great job. In terms of height comparisons, I think building up an army with all of Skeletor's forces in this more 7-inch Masterverse scale, I think he goes really well. Same as He-Man. Now, He-Man's just a little bit taller, which definitely works, but these two didn't meet in the actual show ever. In fact, you know, Stinkor only showed up for a brief second. I like that Andra is a shorter character. That's how it is in the show, so I like that they're paying attention to scale in this Masterverse line. Same thing with Fisto. Fisto looks good, even though they're kind of mixing and matching parts here and there, but that's something that you come to expect with really any He-Man line, right? And then you have that classic new line from Masters of the Universe. You know the one that I'm talking about. So in all honesty, I would say if you're a fan of He-Man or if you're a fan of the Netflix Revelation show, these will definitely be some cool new figures to add to the shelf. Very few nitpicks with this wave. Some offset paint matches here and there. I like what they're giving us in terms of cloth goods for robes and capes. They look a lot better than Wave 1, we'll just say. There was some issues here and there. And I do like the amount of accessories they give you. They give you a little hands, they give you a little weapons, they sometimes give you a head portrait. I definitely dig that, and I think that that's the way to go. Sure, they sacrifice paint on, say, weapons in some cases, but overall, again, yeah, I'm very happy with the way these came out. But I am curious to know what you guys think about this new Revelation wave. Is it for you? Will you be grabbing? Comment below, let me know. Let's talk everything Masters of the Universe Revelation. In all honesty, I finished the show, and I can tell you that it was just okay. I mean, there was a lot of things where I was kind of bored more than anything. It's not one of those where I'm like, oh, all the usual complaints you hear from the show. It just was like, it was okay. But I liked the ending somewhat in kind of like a cliffhanger for Skeletor and all that kind of stuff. So if they do make a season 2, I think that that would be kind of cool. Plus, everything they're doing with Triclops and Trapjaw and everything else, it's kind of interesting. You got the Horde coming. Hey, you know what? Make a season 2. Let's see where they take it. So I'm going to leave you guys with that. As always, drink some great coffee, eat some great food, but most importantly, remember, if I don't talk with you, have a happy holiday, and I wish you and yours the very best. And when you do, let me know what you found. I'll talk to you guys soon. Adios.